Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Jay LaBeouf, and I am the head of business development here at Dscript. My job is to help you learn how to use Dscript and get the most out of this tool. If you're new to Dscript is a platform for editing audio and video as simply as editing text. You're going to hear me use a Google Docs analogy. Many of you are familiar with the tool and use it regularly. The way Dscript works, just as simply as you can create a new doc, start typing, start working, invite a collaborator. You're with a collaborator working collaboratively as collaborators do. You're editing, you're commenting, you're adding in new material. But importantly, you are working on text. You're working on your narrative. You're working on your story. You're dragging in things and expecting that they'll work when you drag them into your doc. And then at the very end of the day, you expect to be able to share it out to other people so they can consume your message and interact with you in a professional, simple way. That's what Descript does, basically. We've created the Google Docs for audio and video. And what I'm going to show you today is focusing on how to create pitch materials and customized sales materials as well. This is a use case themed way of doing it. So rather than systematically walking you through, let's say, every menu within Descript, we're going to focus on the use case that many of you are here to learn a little bit about. In the process, I will show you a ton of things, and I'll do my best to answer questions as we go. So to get started, this is a live YouTube stream. If you are looking at this stream and you cannot see the comments bar, maybe you're on a website and this stream is embedded in it. So I'd encourage you to open this natively in YouTube. You will be able to interact with our comments. What I'm looking for, let's get started. Where's everybody connecting from today? So I am in San Francisco. Actually about to leave San Francisco and move to the East Bay on the other side of the bay, crossing the Bay Bridge. So fun fact. Let me know where you are all connecting from, and we're going to use that comments bar so that way you can send me questions, and I'm going to stop periodically and answer your questions. We've got Chris behind the scenes. Thank you, Chris. Chris is going to be heading up all of our backend and ensuring your comments and questions appear on the screen at the right time. So let me know where you're all calling in from, dialing in from, watching from, and let's get started. So I was trying to think of what to use as an example for today. And I could think, how about I actually do something that is really useful and that I'm going to send to you afterwards. So let's imagine this. I want to send a thank you to you, the viewer, for connecting to our webinar. So I'm going to show you like 10 different ways of doing that, all using Descript. And we have a lot of people who use this tool. We have people who are at insurance companies, and after they have a client phone call, they will record a personalized message walking people through the quote that they just gave them over the phone. We have people that, after you visit a car dealership, they'll send you something where they're walking you through your car and then, thanking you and have a nice day and reminder for a follow-up. Just a couple of examples that come to mind. We also have some interactive marketing agencies that have major artists that have their own overdub voices created with Descript. And these artists deliver personalized messages that use our overdub voice cloning technology to speak the person's name, their city, give them a personalized greeting, cut in and out some video that is live. Sometimes it's pre-recorded. You get the gist. Let's talk about how we can make this happen. By the way, before we dive in, Chris, if you want to pull up some of the places where people are joining us from. So I'm in California, Minneapolis. Jesse, thanks for joining. Oslo, Norway, thanks for joining us so late and at night. Appreciate it. Vancouver, wonderful. Take a couple more. Brighton, South Coast of England. Thanks, Catherine. In Northern Virginia, awesome. Chris can put up the rest as I am diving in. So what I'm going to first start out doing, you're looking at the project browser right here on the screen. I'm going to click on New Project. So you can create folders in Descript in the project browser. I'm going to create a new project. And a project is your kind of messy play space. It contains all of your documents, your compositions, your media files, your video, your screen recordings. I'm going to call this, thanks for attending the webinar. And my goal is to create a personalized message for everybody who's watching this now. We have 60 people live, and by the time this is done, a lot more. So this will be great. The first way I would get started with this is actually just using a stock voice. So I wrote a script off screen in a Google Doc. I'm just going to paste that in. So I'm going to click here in Descript, press paste. I'm going to say, let's call this composition. The thank you for attending audiogram. I've just pasted in some text. You can see on the bottom, Descript has reserved space for your audio. And this is to just let you know, okay, your message is roughly 24 seconds long. I'm scrolling around the bottom using, I'm on a Mac, so I'm actually just doing the pinch to zoom, but you can also do Command minus, Command plus, things like that, and Control on Windows, of course. Pointing out the obvious, Descript is a desktop application. We use a lot of web technology, so we sync everything to the cloud, but it is a desktop application for Windows and Mac. So to use a stock voice, I'm going to click here and it says unknown speaker. Scroll to the very bottom and say edit speakers. Now, this is where we're going to set up a new speaker name. The speaker name will be, I'll call it Narrator. And the overdub voice, we give you at the very bottom, these are all the names of Descript stock voices that you get for free. Even the free plan of Descript, you get access to this. And let's listen to a few of these voices.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important.
Life is like a camera. Just focus on what's important. Capture.
So what we did is we worked with voice actors. We licensed their voices for use in this platform. And those are real people who have overdub voices. So overdub, that's a term I'm going to be using a lot here. Overdub is our our text-to-speech technology. It is a technology that allows anybody watching here to create their own voice double with as little as 10 minutes of your own recorded audio. It's part of our Descript Pro plan, but we do have a 7-day free trial for you to check out anytime. The overdub stock voices I'm using are free. Literally, like on our free plan, go sign up, try these out. So I'm just going to click on Carla, and we're going to now just set this speaker to Narrator. So the narrator, anything I type in here is going to be overdubbed with Carla's voice. You see this little status symbol on the bottom right? That was really fast. Everything I said was now generated by Carla. And let me hit the tab key.
Hi, thanks for attending our Descript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for links to content and tutorials. As always, help.descript.com is your home for quick fixes. Blog.descript.com helps you catch up on new features and in-depth articles. And you can sign up and enable reminders for future events at our Eventbrite page. Thanks for using Descript.
All right, so now we have our stock voice. And let's say we don't want to have any more personalization. We just want to have this voice. And I want to send people an audiogram. So everybody on here, I want to click on share, publish, and we have built-in audiogram support. So you can see here, we basically take the text, lay it out, and you can very simply choose different formats of audiograms and then start personalizing these. So what I'm showing you are some of the options in our Pro plan. In our Creator plan, you don't have these audiogram settings at the bottom. But on most things, you can. I'm actually going to go back. You see there's actually like a long pause after hi. That text is going to appear. So I'm just going to just say hi, comma, thanks. All right. That's going to actually regenerate the overdub because I added in a comma. It's going to slightly change the pronunciation. I'll hit tab again.
Hi, thanks for attending.
Sounds good. So I'm going to click on share, publish. There's our audiogram. Looks pretty cool. Narrator, I don't want this person to be called the narrator anymore. I actually want to have this sent from Descript. So I'm going to edit speaker name, just change this narrator name to Descript. Sounds good. Now you can see up here, thank you for attending Audiogram. Descript is the speaker name, the speaker label. I can turn that on and off if I want. In fact, yeah, I'll keep it on. What the heck? And now I can start personalizing my audiogram. So if I did want to do just these default settings, this looks pretty good. Some other things I could do, well, how about it's me that's actually delivering this message? So what I might actually do is go here and actually edit the speakers, change this to Jay. I'll do a male overdub voice. I'll just pick Henry. That will regenerate in the background. And while that's working, I'm going to go here. I'm going to change the background image to actually one of, actually an image of me. So here is a photo of me in the background. And I could also change the company logo. So we have the badge, which is this thing in the upper right. Right now, that is the Dscript logo. But if your company logo is rubber ducks, you just click on that. Now you can see it's going to show some rubber duck logos. I can adjust things like dark mode, tinting the background. I actually think that this looks pretty good overall. But I could also do this with the waveform at the bottom. So why don't I do this? And now you're starting to see you have a personalized message right here. I'll hit publish. And now what's happening, this is a link that we can actually share with people. So you could actually say like, you know, thank you very much. Here's a link. And when I click on this, it's going to open this up in the browser. What's also happening in the bottom right, it is generating the audiogram locally. So this is a video file that you can download and attach to your emails. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to adjust my screen sharing settings so that way everybody can actually see my full desktop. You can actually see everything that's going on here. It's going to be a mess. Prepare yourselves. This is a mess. Okay, cool. So now we see okay, great. You get the sense. And also if I click on open in browser, so that'll be what will happen if you send this share link to people. It's going to open up a browser right here. So this is what it would look like if you sent this to people. Okay, so those are just two ways to send it. You could send the video or you could just send the share link and it'll open up basically a web page that people can click on without kind of clogging up their inbox. Okay, somebody said no sound from desktop. I see that in your YouTube comments. Sorry about that. It might be in my audio settings. I will rest assured the audio is playing and it sounds just like you heard in Dscript. I'll check that out though if it becomes a bigger issue. Cool. All right. So those are two things that you can do. The two things that you can do right away. You can open it send this to the browser, or you can actually click on export. Now, what about personalization? So I showed you this with a stock voice. Of course, you can now very quickly. I remember Catherine was on this this webinar. All right, I can just type in, "Hi, Catherine. Thank you for attending." Rather than click on the share button, I can hit Command K, which is the only keyboard shortcut that you really, really, really need to know. Type in Command K and just type in what you want to do. So start typing audiogram, and it'll bring up the audiogram settings. So now I can generate something for Catherine, click on share, send this to Catherine, I also have the video here. I could also then type this to Eric, audiogram, save this to share. You can see I don't have to wait for anything to finish. And then I can send this to, let's see, to Teddy. Thanks, Teddy. Nope, there we go. I just need to type in your name, Teddy. This is going to regenerate the overdub.
If you missed it,
Wait for this to finish rendering. There we go. There's my overdub.
hi Teddy, thanks for
Hi, Teddy. Command K, audiogram, publish. So this is creating a whole bunch of audio files that I'm going to have on my desktop. Let me reshare my desktop screen so I can zoom in and show you that in glorious detail. There we go. Thank you all. Cool. So now I'll have a big folder of videos that I've exported. I just did like 3 people's names pretty quickly. You don't really have to wait around. And if you do want to see all of these ones that you published after the fact, you just go back to the project browser. My camera is in the way of an icon, so I have to kind of like look around it. So you go back here and you would click on audiogram, and now I can see all the different audiograms, Teddy, Eric, Catherine. So I can grab these, download them, re-grab the link. So you can find these at any time, any of your published pages in Audiogram. Okay, so let me go back to the project that I just had. I will do the thanks for attending the webinar. So that's one way you can very quickly do this with a stock voice and generate audiograms. Now, some of you are like, why is a voice Henry speaking Jay's voice? Because I've created my own voice, I can actually just create my own voice double with this. So now with a simple click, because I spent 10 minutes, I think last week or the week before, just recording some training material. And now you have,
hi, Teddy. Thanks for attending our Descript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for links to content and tutorials.
So now I would have me speaking in front of my own obnoxious headshot that I get to send to everybody on this webinar. I know. Check your email. You will get one of these from me probably later today. It's going to be pretty cool. All right, so that's the audiogram piece. Personalized either with a stock voice, personalized with your overdub, or of course, there's nothing to say that you couldn't just, let's say, go here and say, thank you. On the record button, select a nice microphone that you have. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for links to content and tutorials. I promise you, I purposely screwed up there. So now you can see we actually have, I have the check out our YouTube page. That's a mistake, and I restarted. So I can say, if you missed it, hit delete, live event. If you missed it, if you can say remove filler words. I only had one of them here, but if you had more than that, then removes them all. I have a ton of extra space here. So you can very quickly click here and just either click on the word bar and adjust the spacing between words, or my favorite thing, because I often take a long time to think of what I'm going to say, I'll do a recording like this. I will say Command K, remove word gaps is the feature you want. That pops this open. Anything longer than half a second is painful to me, so I shorten this down to 0.15 seconds. And you can see all of this empty space that was at the beginning. All these long things get shortened out. And now we have, hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you see, that's, I couldn't even remember what it's called. Here we go. Attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our, And now you could personalize this and you can very quickly record things. Okay. So next I want to show you the option to do this via a screen recording. So what I want to do, I actually want to thank you all for attending the event, but I actually want to show you maybe a couple of things. I want to show you our Eventbrite page that you can use to sign up. I want to show you our YouTube live events playlist. And so now I'm going to share my entire messy disaster of a screen with you all and see how this looks. Okay, stop screen sharing and just reshare. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. In this case, I actually want to share my screen and then do a quick narration of this material. So you all just attended this session. I'm going to click on this Dscript icon in the menu bar. So Dscript now includes a free screen recorder utility. On Mac, this is going to be in the menu bar at the top, and it's installed in Dscript natively. And in Windows, this is in the bottom right in the system tray icon. And you can get to this anytime by clicking either up here or in Dscript, you can actually say new screen recording in the file menu. I will use the menu bar. And in the screen recording tool, I can do things like turn on the camera. So that way I can position this wherever you want. And when I do that, let me pick a different camera. There we go. So now you can all see it has the cam. Hi, how's it going? My FaceTime camera is on there. I can choose which microphone I want. I can choose whether I have computer audio sharing. So this is great if you're trying to let people listen to your system. And transcription enabled, I have this on so that way anything I do can be captured and transcribed for editing in Dscript. Click on the ... You can access a whole bunch of preferences such as key commands for where this all gets started and run it in the background. You get it. So I'm going to click on Start Screen Recording. And I'm actually going to share, I'm going to screen record this entire window. Okay. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. As always, you can go to help.dscript.com and ask us any questions. Submit a support request if you need to. And then go to our Eventbrite page to sign up and get reminders for live events. Okay, so I hit stop, and what actually ends up happening is a little, so as this is going, your material gets synced to the cloud in real time. So what I'm actually sharing on the screen right now, there we go. What I'm actually sharing on the screen right now is what that screen recording is with the video with a transcript. So with one click, I can actually bring that into Dscript. So let me go here and then say, let's create a thank you screen recording. So the material that I just edited, I'm just going to click in a Dscript composition and paste. I know, pretty cool. So when I paste this in, my screen recording is already here. So let me humor me as I go and zoom back in to the Dscript screen so you can get a closer look. So what you see on here is our, put this as my speaker label. There we go. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. Okay, so that's sounding good. I have some spaces here. I'm going to trim those out in a second. What I want to actually first do is maybe add in some animations. So I want to thank people for attending the Dscript event. I don't want to share all this screen. So first thing I'm going to do is click here, click on the track inspector. And this track inspector on the right allows you to see different properties of what's going on. So even on the script track, you can see for this video, I can easily adjust the opacity, the scale, which is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to make this larger, and I'm just going to click on the video and maybe make it a little bit higher up on the screen. Awesome. So at the last minute, I actually turned off my Facebook video. Otherwise, my face would be right in the screen. But that's a common thing to do as well. Just have your face in there for the beginning and then cut out. So cool. A quick question that popped up from Showcase UK. I see, can you record the webcam at full screen? Coming soon, not right now. The screen recording records in full screen, and we save the webcam recording, but you can't record just the webcam in full screen yet. Hang on though. Thanks for that. All right. So the first thing I did, I adjusted the zoom here. And if you missed it, check out our YouTube page. So on our YouTube page, I actually want to add a Zoom event. So I'm just going to type in Zoom. That way I can go here. And what happens when I type in Zoom is it puts in a cue. Now look at the bottom here on the waveform. You can see a start and a stop. That's a cue event around the word YouTube. And it puts in 2 keyframes. A keyframe is basically a point in time where we tell you do something. And so the first keyframe, it starts at 135% scale, which is where I had left it. And then by default, it thinks you maybe want to zoom in even more. So let's take a look at what this would look like if I did nothing. Event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on which might be cool, but I actually wanted to do the opposite. I want it to zoom out. So I'll click on this zoom icon. I'm going to click on scale. And I'm actually going to back this out a little bit. So that way we can see more of the page and then maybe make it here. So that should perform as I want in a 1-second zoom. Sounds good to me. The other thing I want to do is actually drop an arrow in. Missed it? Check out our YouTube page for more information on. Okay, so I want people to see the link to the YouTube page. I don't know why I'd want to do it in this case, but let's say I'm trying to really reinforce something on the screen. So for whenever it says, let's say YouTube page, this is cool. We just added this. Select the text for when you want a shape or an arrow to appear. So let's say YouTube page, and I'm going to say, select that text, say Command K. I'm going to actually type in arrow for insert an arrow. And then now YouTube. Okay, so as soon as the YouTube page starts, I'm going to just put an arrow there. And so when YouTube page is on this, when we're saying the word YouTube page, it's going to cut to that. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live. So you can see it did appear when I said YouTube page, but I actually need to shift this. You can just click on this track, which is like when we actually do it, drag it a little bit further to the right. And now you can see the arrow and the cue event shows in the text where it's happening. You might feel a little tension. Should I be looking at the waveform? Should I be looking at the text? To really feel like you're using Descript, I would encourage you all, look at the text as much as possible. And then you can see a zoom event will occur at the word YouTube. A shape event will occur when we say more information. So let's look at this. Let's click here, hit the tab key. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. As always, not bad. That once again, I kind of put the arrow on the wrong place, but you can see this is where it's appearing for a little bit of time. One other thing that I might want to do, as always, I've got some ums and ahs, upcoming live events. As always, you can go to there are all these times that I'm like hunting for the right thing to do. So now, now that I have some animations in here, I'm going to remove filler words, get rid of my 2 ums and ahs, just delete that. In the bottom left, you have this choice. Do you want to delete the audio without affecting the video? So this is cool if you're actually screen recording something and it's important to keep the cadence and the pace of what you're doing. So if I'm doing a conference talk, I might actually keep the audio or keep the video in there, and it'll just mute me on those filler words. In this case, my mouse might jump a little bit. But frankly, it won't bother me. You guys won't notice. So I'm just going to say delete audio, and the video will also do a little jump cut. The other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to remove word gaps. You can see I don't want my attendees, you, the audience, waiting for me to find certain things. So I'm just going to say Command K, word gaps. You can see all these gaps longer than 5 seconds. Shorten those all. And now this is going to be much snappier. Let's watch this again. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. As always, you can go to help.dscript.com and ask us any questions, submit a support request if you need to, and then go to our Eventbrite page to sign up and get reminders for live. All right, looking pretty good so far. I actually want to be able to send this to people as a screen recording, but I also don't want to force everyone to put on headphones. And this is something that's really important. We feel it's really valuable to make all of your content accessible. Not only is this a way that people like to consume content on social media, not always have headphones on or speakers on, and so you can see the content there all the time. It helps with searchability and search engine optimization to have your content more easily indexed and searched. But the third and most important reason is to make this content accessible to those that actually are deaf or hard of hearing and just need or prefer to have text transcriptions and subtitles as they're consuming content. So I'm going to tell you about how to briefly add captions to this little thank you video, this personalized content. If you're going to add captions, you're going to want your transcripts to actually be correct. We do a good job of getting it 95% there, but you can see there's some mistakes. Dscript, we still can't seem to get the transcription to pronounce it right. So that's a thing. You can toggle between 2 modes. Edit media mode is what happens if you, let's say you wanted to get rid of this sentence. You can just click on this, hit the delete key, bam, your audio and video is now been removed. Let me undo that. Everything is undoable and non-destructive in Dscript, and you can not only have unlimited undo and redo, but should you ever need it, if you click to the right of the project name, there's this version history, and I can see that since we've all been working here together, I've saved 61 versions of this in the cloud. So if you did ever need to go back in time, you can click on any of these and restore them, and that's something you can do very easily. What on earth was I doing? I was showing you how to correct a transcript. So here we have this transcript. We're in edit media mode. I'm going to click on correct text mode. And any changes you make in correct text are purely for correcting the text. That's why we call it that. So this is only going to appear in a transcript or subtitles. So I'm going to go through. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. This is capital. As always, you can go to help.dscript.com. Isn't it fascinating watching other people type? You guys are making me nervous, so that's why it's going slower. Help.dscript.com. Small c, please, thank you, and ask us any questions, exclamation mark. Submit a support request. If you need to, you can see the capitalization is changing, which is convenient. And then go to our Eventbrite page to sign up and get reminders for live events. 3 exclamation marks because I am happy. This looks good, and I feel like we have something good that we want to have subtitles. If you want subtitles in the whole thing, prepare to be excited. First off, actually, I'm going to go into correct. I'm done correcting the transcript. I want to go back into edit media mode. So now I'm going to select everything here. I'm going to select this. I could either click on this wrench icon that I almost never use, or I could click on this plus button. And now you start seeing all of the things made available to you. This is the same thing as doing Command K, is clicking on the plus button. I'm going to say fancy captions. Fancy captions are our version of subtitles. Normal captions, crap. Fancy captions are what you want. Now you can see that there's this fancy captions will be applied, and since I had selected all, fancy captions will be on screen the whole bottom duration of the text. I'm going to move this up a little bit. There we go. Now you can see the purple bar. It'll be on for the whole time. To adjust the fancy captions, click on the track inspector, click on the little fancy caption blue thing, or you can double click on this title, and I'll just hit the tab key and we'll see what it looks like. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more. So now when we go to this, you can see that doesn't really work. So I'm going to click on fancy captions, this arrow, and now you can see the properties that you have. I'll do a fill color of, I'll do white with a black background. I'll change the opacity a little bit so I can still somewhat see what's going on. Stroke color, I could, have this like with a Descript blue outline, and have a little bit on here to kind of stylize things. You could add a drop shadow if you are so inclined. I don't really use this all that much right now. But you can change position of them on screen either by using this little slider and making them go up and down. You can change how much of it is on the screen, or if you just want the classic bottom thirds, then you can do that. Keep them roughly here. Change the font. And then we'll see how this looks. For information, I'll go back to the beginning. To go back and click around, you can either click in the text where you want to go, or again, use Command K and type in, let's say 0 to go back to the beginning. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. As always, you can go to help.dscript.com and ask us any questions, submit a support request if you need to, and then go to our Eventbrite page. So that is how to add captions very quickly. In this case, I did it to the entire thing. As I was watching this playback, I was thinking, do we really need captions at the very beginning? Our Descript live event. If you missed, so I'm going to go here on the captions. I'm just going to click on the captions. You see a little trim tool up here, and I will double click this and just say, I don't want the captions to start there. I actually want them to start a little bit later on. So maybe have them start, let's say, for more information. I'll have them start here. And now here's how this looks. Hi, thanks for attending our Dscript live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page for more information on upcoming live events. Okay, just back this up a little bit. Crash Dscript. So I try to really do real valuable demos. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't happen. This is based on web technology. So the good thing is nothing is lost. Everything is saved to the cloud. So I'm going to go in the view. I'm going to click on reload. And then we're going to see our project. Exactly. Chris is laughing. It's good. We're seeing the session is exactly how I left it, along with this fancy caption kind of orphaned along here, which wasn't really in the right place anyway. So I'm just going to kind of shift this over a little bit. There we go. Live event. If you missed it, check out our YouTube page. That looks acceptable. You could do a lot more work to get this, really, really finely polished. But it was really important to me to kind of show you not only doing a live screen capture, but also I could have my webcam in there. I'm already using my webcam, so it's kind of a little finicky about grabbing my webcam while I'm screen sharing. You could have your webcam in there the entire time. And then you could also use overdub. So I could, let's say, go to the beginning of this and then say, "Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for attending our event." I'll have that done with a stock voice, which is using my alias, Henry. And then I will just delete this because it's no point in having it said twice. And so now I'll have an overdub voice do the intro.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for attending our event.
If you missed it, check out our. And so for this, some people will say, wait a minute, there's no video there. Correct. It's a stock voice. It's kind of invisible. So what I'd be able to do is find something else that I want to put in that place. I'd click on maybe some animations that I have, drag it in. So I'm going to drag in a little MP4 animation of the Dscript logo. And then now,
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for attending our event.
if you missed it, check. Now you get the gist. So my goal was to kind of show you a couple of different options here. The very basic things, which in my opinion actually looks the best out of everything I did, was doing something with a stock voice and an audiogram. I was able to also use my own personal recording or do a screen recording and then going in, tightening it up and personalizing it to create some personalized sales content and materials. I didn't show you how to export this. When you want to export a video, just click on the share button or type in export. You can see an option to click on video here. You can export the current composition. And before, select all of your settings, including analyze it, make this kind of loud and proud. Select the video dimensions that you want and the video quality you want. And if for some reason the aspect ratio or the video settings aren't how you want them, click on the track inspector and then just kind of click out into the composition. You can see up here, I can actually edit the orientation, the resolution, and the frame rate of this project. So for those of you who really like to tweak out, this is what you're probably going to ask me about. Okay, so we've showed you how to do a number of different ways of personalizing content. I've been talking at you for about 43 minutes. Thank you for listening. I crashed the app once, which is not bad considering how I haven't rebooted my computer in a very long time. I will now take some questions. Chris is going to pop them on the screen, and I'll do my best to help out. As a reminder, submit your questions to us via the YouTube chat functionality. With that, let's dive in. Paul, export captions transcript to SRT for proper closed captions, question mark. That would save tons of time in editing in YouTube. Yes, Paul, 100%. So for those of you that are wondering what export captions to SRT file means, let's say we have our video here. Looks good to me. And we've invested all this time in creating a great transcript in correct text mode. So if we want to export it, let's say I do want to put this on YouTube. I can click share and a couple different things. The export button, you would just click on video. This would export the final video. I will put that into my exports folder. You can see that's going to export pretty fast. While that's going, I can also click on export. And Paul, this is what you wanted to see, subtitles. So you can choose between SRT or VTT. Between the two of those are your industry standards for subtitles. So whether you're publishing to YouTube, to Wistia, doing a native integration on Facebook or Instagram, anywhere that asks you to provide an optional SRT or VTT file, use Dscript to generate it. Because if you're already transcribing it and you're already fixing your transcription, just do it here. And that way you don't have something trying to guess on things that you've already corrected. So export those two and then import them. It'll look great. Also check out, since you mentioned YouTube, our after you publish. So let's say you're going to publish this screen recording video. So this is the screen recording. I'm going to say video, publish, and then our publish screen has quick links. So with one or probably 2 clicks, you can then click on YouTube, and that would push your video and your transcripts as well. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Paul. Next question is from Beth. Will there be a way to easily add full screen title slides within the video aspect? Right now I'm hacking around with the rectangle and the text. So full screen title slide. Let's see if I can do this and everybody's happy. So I'm going to get rid of my intro animation that I added here, Beth. So that's gone. And what if I want a full screen title slide where it says, "Hi, Jonathan, thanks for attending our event." In this case, there's nothing behind it. So I can just say insert title. The title appears on whatever your background is, and you can adjust the opacity of it. So in here, I can say, "That's amazing title," futz around with the stroke and the color and all that good stuff, position it, and then change the background color. So if I do want this to be on here, I can. Now, your question is, yeah, Jay, thank you. I appreciate that. But what if I want this title on top of some other video? So let's say I take this title. I'll click on this title. I'm going to drag this onto the space between ask us any questions and support a support request. help.dscript.com and ask us any questions. Submit a support request if you need to, and then go to our event. So Beth, I think you're probably saying right here, how can I make this just take over the whole screen? I don't see a way to do it in what's on the screen right here. I clearly know this about 5% more than you've already experimented with. And so your inclinations are probably good. What I actually have also done in this situation is to say, insert a rectangle or a filler image. So if you had a background, so let's say, I'm going to have one handy. Let's say I wanted to put this on a different background. I wanted to put this on top of these rubber ducks. And let's say I'll take these rubber ducks and maybe stretch them out. So it's like a more abstract rubber duck thing. I don't know. This is total hack. Now I want these titles to go on top. I'll click here, right click, say move layer up. And now you're putting on top of an image. Questions, submit a support request if you need to. Or the other way, if you didn't want it on an image, would be to what you suggested. And so people at home or at work, I don't know where you are, might be interested in saying insert rectangle. Now I have a rectangle, and then I'm going to put the rectangle as a filled rectangle. Let's say no stroke, filled rectangle, no shadow. That's a thing. Fill color, blue. Now we've got this like dark blue thing. I can do it, and you're like, you just blew it away. Now I'm going to move this down a layer, and now this is what Beth has created. Questions, submit a support request if you need to, and then go to our Eventbrite page. Okay, cool. I can do things quickly. They don't always look good, but I know how to do them quickly. Artemis, I see you can push to Headliner. What's the benefit of moving Dscript files to Headliner? It seems like some of your features overlap. You are correct. So first, let me explain what it means by Headliner. So we have, in this case, we have video. Where you would most want to use Headliner is in this situation where I have audio, and Headliner provides some very rich and robust tools for generating audiograms and visualizations and video content. In Descript, we are providing some of the tools you need, but Headliner's been around for a while, and some people really, really like the tool. So if you do want to use Headliner, you can click on this audio. Click on this audio. Let me, there we go. Click on the share button, publish. And when I publish this, I would publish it as audio. And then on the publish page, click on headliner right here. And what this is going to do is push the audio and the underlying text to headliner. And then you could use a third-party tool to do what you want to do. What we're doing in these publish pages is we're slowly adding in tools that our customers really care about. So people came to us in April and May and said that they want to use Headliner. They have it as part of their workflow. We added it in. We added in Buzzsprout, which is a very popular podcast hosting provider. We have this don't see your publisher here. So if you do want to add anything, please let us know. I should also say, if you have feature requests for us, this is a time that I will pull out a bunch of things on the bottom of the screen as calls to action. Go to features. What is it called, Chris? Feature requests, features. There we go. Feedback.dscript.com. Thank you. I totally forgot about that. Feedback.dscript.com. You will be able to see things that customers have written in, and I'd love you all to comment there. You can also, if you have questions anytime, go to help.dscript.com. That's where you can actually see a page that looks like this. You can type in the search bar and look for whatever you need. If you need to submit a support ticket, you can't figure out how to do something, press that submit a support request button. Then it looks like this. You'll tell us what you need help with. We help you out. Awesome. The last public service announcement that we'll put on screen for a second is Discord. We have a very active user community. This has only been going on for a few weeks. So if you want to get in at the ground level in the Dscript Discord community, screenshot this link, and Chris will also put a link in, or someone who's watching is going to put a link in to the YouTube comments. So you can all head there after this, talk to members of the Dscript team, but most importantly, meet each other. Beth, you could riff with other people on how they create titles in Dscript and maybe start trading projects and templates to make this happen even faster. Back to the questions. We've got 7 minutes. I'm committed to ending on time for everybody. So hit me up with your next question. I noticed there's a Dscript watermark on one of my screen recordings. Is there a way to get rid of it? What you're probably talking about is it's either on a free plan, and I have to say I am not as familiar as I should be if we include watermarks on a free plan. So one way to do it, if that is the challenge, is to try our creator plan. It's $12 a month. Or alternatively, if you're talking about an audiogram, and I apologize if you're not, if you're talking about an audiogram, you see here, there's this Dscript logo in the upper right. Our creator plan, our free and our creator plans only have the Dscript badge. We don't allow you to turn that off. It is just kind of part of the advanced feature set that we have as part of our pro plan to have custom audiograms. If I'm totally not answering your question, submit a support request and through that help.dscript.com, and somebody who knows more than I do will correct me. All right, let's do another one. Thank you all. You're making this very fun. Please quickly review pricing options. Awesome. Be happy to. And then, awesome. Yeah, it looks like our Discord link has expired. So hang tight. We will let everybody know. And the good news, if you signed up through this through Eventbrite, we know who you are. We'll also put it in the YouTube comments. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing my screen and share my entire messy desktop. Here are your Dscript pricing plans. For free, we allow everybody the chance to get started, use the screen recording tool, and have 3 hours of transcription time to work on your projects. Importantly, you can be a commenter and a participant in many, many projects. So I work with free members all the time, and I invite them to my project as a free member, and then they can comment. Creator plan gives you 10 hours of transcription time a month, unlimited screen recordings, the ability to export to tools like Pro Tools, Final Cut, Adobe, Audition, more things. And then the Pro plan, that's the one that most of our major media production studios and creators end up using. That's overdub. So the ability to create your own overdub voice, the filler words, the ability to remove all of your ums, ahs, kind of likes, you knows, all that stuff. Audiograms, customize them to look however you want, publish things however you want, batch file export, and tons of transcription time. Finally, enterprise. So I'll just touch on the enterprise plan. If you are a creative agency, if you are someone who says, Jay, I want to send out hundreds of personalized things. I saw how you did it one at a time, and that's cute, but I'm going to want to do this as like hundreds a day, or at least dozens of these a day. You'll probably be part of our enterprise plan, and we actually have an overdub API that would allow you to do this at scale. So click on that Contact Us button. Okay, 3 minutes remaining. Oh, Chris is kicking me out already. Awesome. So Chris is committed to keeping us on time. I appreciate that. I always run over, then people complain. So here's the thing. We will check out all of your comments. I will review these. We will get you the Discord link if we haven't already. And we'll put it in here. I'll also send out an email personally thanking everybody for showing up and including that Discord link. Thank you all for joining us. Really appreciate you all joining today's chat, and see you